Alright, what do we have here? Looks like a regular team of random meta carries. 2 dancers, no hardy bearing, which makes this map very weak to Vantage. So I took out a panic mana just in case, and I need to test the traps to get into Vantage range and engage in the same turn before... oh no. Oh no, please not. Oh no, oh my god. No, 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 stay there, no, why?
Is it over already?
I hate restore traps. I got fooled because it's just a basic restore, not restore plus. Who does that? This is next level distraction. It literally only heals for 8 health. There's only 1 Wings of Mercy on Fina. Why would you ever want to heal only 8 health when you could also heal like 32? I fall for at least every other restore trap. It's like my brain is totally ruling out the possibility of enemies moving without my consent. This is Eldervi, at least 1/2 of them. And I'm here to speak for all the poor players who have to continue playing Astra season without a mythic dancer. Fun, isn't it? I decided to change things a bit for this week, because I didn't really face an outstanding defense. Not saying the ones in this video are bad, I mean, I just lost in a ridiculous way. But as there were no real winners, I decided to show all of my matches in form of a speedrun. We have Plumeria as a bonus unit, so... this is week 2 without owning a Plumeria, and they are already mocking me. I'm not only missing a dancer, but a bonus unit dancer. Are you kidding me? Well, at least I got Lancina. I mean, Marv, of course. Nice disguise, girl. And he's really putting in work this week. My first map had me facing triple mythics and 2 legendaries, with Picnic Flora being the main unit. I'm always a bit cautious when it comes to Flora. She's a really strong unit on defensive teams. And out of the teams I can choose from, I really only have Micaiah as a strong blue carry. Flora reaches a really high rest stat with her AR defense skill though, which is why I decided to tackle the map with Claude instead. I really like his self-sustaining weapon, but I am really missing out on merges for him. There are so many situations where I'm missing a bit of attack and a bit of speed. I hope to have some lucky free pulls on him in the future. My plan was to take out Flora with the help of my bolt tower, but as you see, I already encountered my second nemesis. Luckily, Claude is still strong enough to take out Flora and her weapon... Scheriminier? I'm so sorry. I'm a German dude, so please excuse my strange dull pronunciation, my monotone voice, and the complete lack of fun in any kind of way. This is how we are born. So, with Flora gone, neither Tiki nor Duma will be able to reach me, and I was fully prepared to take on the 3 mages. I was actually surprised to see them all mingle around instead of going for my hut boy. I really did not expect none of them to be able to deal at least 5 damage. I mean, I get like, what is it? Plus 11 from Lancina and 5 from Claude, that's 41 plus the rain skill. Well, fine. So in the end I only got a single Tracer killed and Tiki standing right in front of me. Her hit wouldn't be that hard though, and without Bolt Fighter she can't double. So I was safe to take out Duma, with my support Lancina still being perfectly socially distanced behind me. As I already pre-charged my special on Duma, I could heal Tiki's damage despite her special fighter, and finally take out the second Tracer. So with this it was finally time to go for the pots. I was a bit salty seeing Asura still on the map. Claude could not really take out Tiki, and with her Aether I was actually afraid she might do something stupid with the support of Asura, which is why I made some big brain positioning moves to smite totally not Lancina Marth in to take out Tiki. Without DC, I was sure Asura would go for him in the next round, which wasn't a problem with his high speed and bonus stats. And with this I was finally able to clear the first map. So, with Naga and Altina both being only at +1, I really have a big issue of achieving a good score. To be fair, I got both of my Nagas on her initial mythic banner in the same circle, but this was as lucky as I ever got when it comes to these mythics. I've spent freaking 700 orbs on Altina's first banner and barely got a single copy with my last few orbs. Some might think this makes me hate her, but I'm not such a person. Instead, I deeply despise her with all my heart and wish her nothing but the worst. I'm kidding, of course. About the part of not being such a person. So, my next battle had... I'm not really sure what the idea behind this map was. There's a cornered Picnic Felicia, which is really highly merged, with being at +8. Felicia being cornered was actually beneficial for my team. My bolt tower was in a perfect position to hit the main group, and with Edelgard's double Galeforce and Altina joining from the other side, it's very easy to take out the main team in one round. Another really beneficial thing for Galeforce teams is having the traps far away from the defensive units. I could easily sidestep the traps in front of Edelgard, while Altina got herself in Vantage and Wings of Mercy range. I simply had to wait for round 3 to smite in Edelgard and to take out the catapult with Naga to give Altina an open spot to attack Felicia. Thankfully, Veronica was only running Recover Plus. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered that much to be honest, as the enemy team was really cornered by all those buildings. Veronica could have only gone forward by restoring Novi, but Asura has no way to reach her down there for a dance, so a trap wouldn't have worked anyways. I was easily able to lock up Asura for the next round, and after taking her out, I had plenty of time to get the pots and to deal with Picnic Felicia. I wanted Hector to have a bit of fun as well, besides being a cooldown reduction bimbo for the women. His Thunder Armors negates Felicia's follow-up attack, and yeah, I know, I was just complaining about Tracia having the very same effect, but this is totally different. Mainly because Hector is on my team, okay? I'm generally not a big fan of the session skills they implemented with the Vocaloid characters, but oh boy, they really work wonders on AR offense. So after having a very nice first encounter, Hector finished the job like a gentleman, getting me into tier 22. The next map had a cast as diverse as it can get. We had Big Burb and Baby Burb with light blessings, an Astra blessed Edelgard and Naga. You might wonder why this team has a Naga in their defense, but Naga's kinda only job is to get herself killed, and this actually works very well on both defense and offense. This map was very easy to handle. There was no Hardy bearing, and the enemy bolt tower could get Micaiah straight into Vantage range after round 3. So this was like a perfect setup for her. The hardest thing was to stand still while the Burbs increased their range, but in round 3 I was finally able to go in after doing literally nothing the other 2 rounds. After checking the damage of the enemies in range, I realized that I was 1 point short of killing Raisin. This wasn't a problem though, as I'm running Res Smoke on Micaiah for 7 additional damage, and the Bolt Tower would also bring me in Brazen range, adding up to 14 additional damage. I took out a big burp, just because I could, and pretty much enjoyed seeing everyone else besides Edelgard, who couldn't reach even with her increased movement, running into their deaths.
Such cowardly tactics!
After that, Micaiah and Edelgard engaged in a weird dance with tons of left feet. Do you know the feeling when you perfectly execute a map in round 3, feel super confident and proud of yourself, only to run around in circles of confusion up to round 7 to get those nasty pots without taking out that last standing unit? Here is my poor performance of exactly that. With stepping into the real trap, I could thankfully take away Edelgard's increased movement effect, and 1 round later I was finally able to snatch the last pot and to clear the map. The clever foxes among you might have already noticed that my ladder count in the restore match said 3. This is because the restore match and this one were actually the other way round, so spoiler alert, I will lose this one. I actually haven't upgraded my ladders to level 5 so far. I'm kinda saving up stones to either get my defense catapult to the max level right away or to be prepared for new buildings, which we might get with a Book 5 update. I usually don't need as much ladders during the week, unless I'm being really mindless, like in this match. I wanted to bait both Tracia and Veronica, although I knew Lyon could not kill Tracia. I really like playing Fallen Lyon, but the fact that he can't kill Tracia in a single combat is really stressful.
Won't you just die?
I was looking out for Lilina's Wings of Mercy and put everyone else out of range, but I totally missed the wings on Olivia, and with Lyon riding the snail train, there was no way for him to survive. I probably could have won that by having Lyon just 1 step to the right, but it doesn't matter too much. I think it's totally fine to lose matches here and there, and the defender will most likely be very happy to see their composition work. I guess with this, it's time for a Fallen Lyon redemption arc. This was like a strange variation of an armor ball. Erika and Camilla are supposed to heal up Sotis in an endless circle, but Lyon thinks this must be some kind of twisted joke. It's kinda funny how I could actually place him right into the enemy's range without anything happening, as all of the units were totally cornered. It's very easy for Lyon to take out these mages with his tome, which has a color advantage over colorless units, and his base kit B skill. I was actually lucky. Duma's upheaval reduced Fjorm's health under that of Sotis. If she had still panicked Sotis with her seal, Erika wouldn't have attacked me, but instead would have continued to heal up Sotis, as healers only attack if they can either score a kill or if there is no one to heal for them. For those who are wondering why Lyon could double Erika despite her very fighter, the build down there is actually not the Erika I'm battling here. For whatever reason, I forgot making a screenshot of her when I played that battle, and I never clicked on her during the battle, so I have no idea what kit she used. The one I took the screenshot of was one of the Erikas from the crazy Erika Sextet armor ball I cleared with Duo Hector some weeks ago. With the spot now being open, and as I said, no enemy was debuffed any longer, Camilla came down to suicide as well. I was actually surprised seeing neither Mira nor Duma move, as it seems those units won't move an inch unless you show some mercy and let them out of their cage, which I didn't. Instead, I used my beautiful, still standing bolt tower to take out Duma before I went safely into the next round. Killing Sotis could have been difficult if she were plus 10 and heavily built. For those wondering, I do not consider an HP attack seal as heavily built. No Christmas for you, Sotis is actually really bulky, and my Altina was debuffed on top. She would have failed to take out Sotis on her own, but thankfully her best Bay Naga was around to encourage her with her link skill, and probably a mean comment whispered in Altina's ear. And with that, she was able to take out the Christmas season, just as Corona is trying to do right now. Please wear a mask, not only for yourself, but also for the weaker people around you.
I'm not good at this.
Altina was in Vantage range after being hit by the enemy bolt tower, but with 15 speed she's even slower than Lyon, and Sleepy Mirabilis is actually able to double her in many cases. Mira is quite bulky herself, which is why I was not totally confident to take her out with 2 hits. And with her even speed wave, she would have doubled me, which is why I decided to heal Altina up just to be safe. Now that I think about it, why the hell does she even run even speed wave? It's not like Armorica values speed a lot, and Fly Miller was locked up between the tanks. I guess I'll never find out. The only unit left was another cornered Sheena, which wasn't too difficult to kill with Lucina. Marth. Damn it! Cornered units are almost never a good idea. It happened to me like once that I ran out of time before I could reach one of them, but your main team just gets a lot weaker by being 1 unit short, so I really don't advise anyone to luck up their units. Unless they have done something really bad. Bad units go into the silent corner and stay there until IS pulls them out to put them on a mythic banner, denying me a green mythic dancer for Astra, but you know what? I'm totally over that! Match 7. This could have been my second to last match, if I hadn't screwed up earlier. This team might have been dangerous, if it wasn't for the fact they locked themselves up again. Why do people do that? With this, I have the most easiest time to approach the team from any angle I like. I decided to take out Mirabilis first, their only dancer, and make them crawl through that narrow passage they would open after I took out one of their friends. I placed my unit safely out of the horse's range to take them out one by one once they stepped outside. This is something I can easily continue until only one unit is left.
Another successful scheme.
Running dragons in Astra/Anima season is another thing I don't really advise. Naga might not offer much, but I often appreciate the dragon effectiveness she can provide for anyone. Cosplay Marth had the effectiveness built in already, so taking out Candy Grima was no problem at all.
We fight together. Let's finish this.
Some turns later, I was finally ready to go for that last pot. Loki was not really all too dangerous. I did face some difficulty though reaching that last pot. I did not have enough time to get rid of all the buildings. I should have actually put Naga over there much sooner. I wanted to have her around in case one of my units was missing a bit of attack to take out one of those enemies. But Lancina is really giving her best to save my Aether Raid's future. My plan was to smite in Altina in round 7, and for that I had to step on the trap, which I knew was real. Depending on the damage, Claude might have been actually in danger, but thankfully I had his special charged up, so he could easily heal himself up on Loki's miracle and take her out in the final round.
This is it.
In match 8, I once more used Lyon because of Growing Wind Ophelia and Brave Camilla. I did face an oddly high number of healers this week. With only one dancer on the enemy team, still single Fjorm could easily shut her down, and I can't stress this out enough. Please do not lock up your units. I did realize that there was some kind of rally trap going on. I expect the idea is to bait players into Camilla's range, which will result in Ophelia walking in front of her to rally. If I hadn't isolated Micaiah, she would move down to refresh Ophelia, but Ophelia can't really go anywhere after that. If the unit in range can't beat Camilla, her attack spot will be blocked again. And if the unit is able to take her out, like my Lyon did, chances are high the unit can take out Ophelia as well. Being infantry, she can't reach the spot with the palm either, so the left side is completely safe, and there's just one other spot right next to Lyon she can reach. And I don't really see why anyone would leave a unit carelessly in such a position. I had a really easy time placing Lyon just in range to take out unit after unit while safely being healed up between the turns. This setup was especially cringy, because all of the units gathered around the palm location, and Reed, who can't pass that area no matter what, and the attacking mages on the other side completely blocked the road for all the other units.
Too brittle, too weak.
Don't get in my way.
Too brittle, too weak.
After taking out most of them, I was once more late to go for the pots. I did open the fence to the stable to let the poor pony out, but I did not consider that Naga would be panicked / debuffed the whole time. I did have to bring her out of Reed's range, because he could actually kill her, while I also had to move one unit across the entire map. Leaving a horse alive as the last unit to get pots is really not beneficial, and I actually found myself in round 7 far away from reaching that pot. I set up Marth with ground orders to be able to smite Altina all the way over to the right side of the map, and I was hoping Reed would move right below the fortress, but he didn't. Now Fjorm was totally out of reach, and neither Naga nor Lyon could kill him on their own. I calculated that Fjorm would deal exactly lethal damage to her brother, who rejected playing House Lannister with her earlier. So, unless my calculation was wrong, there was one way to still get to that last pot. Naga pushed Marth towards Altina, and thanks to ground orders, he could get behind her to smite her in range of the pot. Lyon needed to get Fjorm in range, who took out her brother in revenge, just like Game of Thrones should have handled things. But I guess Jaime really loved his sister to the bitter end. Did you actually notice Tyrion had to lift like 2 small rocks to find them in the cave? They must have made their way all up that mountain of boulders just to get killed by that one last mean stone which came down from the ceiling. Yep, I take it. Did you just hear that? That was my baby boy shouting in the other room because he's just as upset with the ending of Game of Thrones as I am. Nevertheless, let's get right into match 9. I faced another Veronica and an unmerged, unrefined Robin with Triangle Adept, who I suppose were given to my Lyon as an offering for pulling that +10 Surler? Sorry for that pronunciation. I guess I will refer to him as Flame Meatball for the time being. I let Lyon handle the mages, while I moved Altina and Marth towards the cornered armors. Did I miss a notification from IS telling us we wouldn't lose lift this week if we put some units in a corner? Bonus lift if we also deploy a Razzle Dazzle healer? I mean, I was really anxious of having to face this week without a bonus dancer, but I guess the Aetherite Scholars had mercy on me giving me such setups? As you can see, Lyon once more fails to take out Tracia with one hit, and her weapon negates even the follow-up of Quick Riposte due to Lyon's abysmal speed. I have often thought about giving him Mirror Stance 3, should I ever luckily free pull an Ocean. Together with an attack acid, it might just be enough to finally take out Superhero Veronica, and even if not, I would still deny her charging up her special. Distant Defense 4 is nice for the time being, but most defenders have stopped giving their units visible buffs, relying more heavily on in-combat buffs. That being said, Lyon's performance has gotten much better since he has Quick Riposte as a seal. I have basically run out of Astra blessings due to never summoning any Astra mythics. But as I said, totally over it. Seriously though, I have just enough Astra blessings to bless the bonus unit and to potentially form a new Astra team around Layla, which I'd like to use in the near future. And this is why, coming back to the now open Quick Riposte seal, I haven't used my bike for weeks. Best Boy Marth was fast enough to take out the Black Knight without any troubles. I guess the original Lord is still better than the 9th fake adaptation they created of him. Don't get me wrong, I love Ike with all my heart. With this, only Flame Meatball was left on the map, and even though I was not able to one-shot him, he could not withstand the combined effort of my units. So, I reached the final day of the week and still did not have a really show-worthy map. At this stage I sometimes played 2 singles, hoping to snipe a hardcore map among the top 1k contesters, and with that screw up their week. But as I am really late in finishing my Dimitri commission, I decided to do this kind of speedrun for this week instead, and therefore chose to tackle my second rematch. After recording the last 9 matches, having to hear my own voice over and over again, I can guarantee you that I will fish for those +10 maps in the future again no matter what, just so I won't have to listen to myself ever again. To all of you who made it so far, I'm truly sorry. This last rematch could have indeed been a small gem among my matches. I know what you're thinking, they are again cornered, but this time I actively have to get them out of their corner to engage, so it's only half bad. I don't really get why Ophelia wasn't Anima blessed though. Running triple Anima mythics would have given her a really nice stat boost. Ophelia did have Hardy Bearing though, which was nice, and Guidance, Aerobatics and Double Wings of Mercy on the Dancers might indeed enable some sneaky kills here and there. I knew Micaiah was strong enough to take out all of them with Vantage, considering there were no chills, lulls or buildings I couldn't take out before. I once more profited from the enemy's bolt tower, getting Micaiah in Vantage range. After I got the pots and got Micaiah in position to get both tactic buffs from Ishtar and Marth, I was ready to go. I killed Liv just because I could, danced with Ishtar, and therefore got in range to take out Ophelia and her Hardy Bearing. After that, I could chill and watch all of them die.
If this means survival.
So, that's it for this week. Please let me know if having to listen to me was somewhat endurable and maybe even slightly helpful. I definitely want to continue with Chibi Chat videos in the future, but they take an awful long time to edit, which I just didn't have this week. I'm sorry for that. While I'm at it, if you appreciate the work my wife and I put into those videos, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps a lot to get seen among the tons of other content. I am truly grateful to all of you supporting us in one way or another. We've been doing those Fire Emblem drawings for almost 4 years now, basically since our daughter was born. And we couldn't generate the same followers on Twitter or Instagram in 4 years, which we got here in merely some months. So our biggest thanks to all of you. This is really a huge motivation boost to carry on and doing our best to entertain you now and in the future.
Bad joke.
Bow of Sakai!
No. But how?
Was just getting started. You will back down. No, but how? Such power. Huh? Your Highness. No, but how? Your Majesty, forgive me. Bow of Sakai! Now I'm a ghost. I'm sorry. Father, I'm sorry. Bow of Sakai! The tune yet plays. I've done all I can. I knew it. No, but how? I wanted to be you, Ephraim. Too much fun. I knew it. So this is death? You will back down. The Dark Rider is coming. Magic is everything. Father, I'm sorry. Such power. I'm sorry. I knew it. I'm sorry, Lyon. No, but how?